All right, I am opening it. And I can't remember. Were you the one? I have people talking to me all the time about like on Twitch, on Discord, on email. Were you the one asking me? No, you weren't. Okay, never mind. I remember now. It wasn't you. Forget what I was about to say. I just realized like as I was about to ask you, I remember this is somebody else that asked me this question. So never mind.
What was the question? Because I've been asking you questions.
No, it was I was nom 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 that dude. He was like, "Can we just watch like a bunch of replays instead of one? Like, can we watch like 10 of them?" And I was like, "If that's really what you want, that's fine. It's one replay, 10 replays doesn't matter. I'm gonna see how you play in a replay." But yeah, so it wasn't you that was asking that. I was just making sure, like, if, I didn't know if you wanted to watch like 10 replays right now or some shit.
Oh no!
Like rapid fire them out and just be like, okay, let's go through this really fast.
I'm the one who was telling you how. Well,
Battle
I hope I
cruisers.
sent you the right replay. I'm kind of fucked up, but
I remember
I'm
you.
the one
Yeah.
who was telling you how I always lose a turn when they fucking turtle, and literally, dude, I will throw like 2 to 3 times their army value into planetaries that their SCVs are repairing, and I can't kill them, and they jump over with BCs and kill me.
Yeah, and then I recommended maybe trying corruptors for you. I remember.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see how you're doing it. We'll see how it's going for you.
Yeah, I hope I sent you the right replay, but either way, we'll learn something.
Here, I'll speed it up just to make sure it is the right one. Cause
Are you sharing your screen right now?
No, I'm not. Good call. I'm doing it right now, though. Right now I am on Discord. I actually forgot to do that. Can you see it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can still hear you. This happened last time. I don't know what it is. When you click into Discord, does your like fucking mic switch or something?
Yeah, because I use my phone and then my computer.
Oh, okay.
I'm a dumbass. That's why.
No, you're totally fine. But you can see what I'm seeing right now?
Almost.
So just make sure, double click the screen if you're watching it on your PC. And make sure you're not in like my vibe portrait.
I can see now.
Okay. Nice. So right now you're getting BC harassed at 5 minutes. He teleported in. You have spores. You have a spine. You have spores. You have double evos. You're going hydras. You just now got your third. Does this look like the game we're talking? You just got Widow Mine attacked. I just heard it.
Yeah.
This the right one?
I think so.
I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna keep going. This it'll only take like 40 seconds to confirm if this is the right replay, but it will take an hour if we do the wrong. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
They're all good.
I think this is the game. Yeah, he just turtles on fucking BCs and then kills me.
Yeah, I just want to.
Look at my supply, bro. I'm crushing it. I'm macroing
No, yeah,
like a beast.
It's very good.
I'm macroing like a beast, like you taught me, man. Look, I'm maxed out.
I like what I see so far. We'll come back and we'll really break it down in a second, but.
Look, and then I die. I'm macroing like a beast and I get killed. I'm maxed and he's at 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I lose this game.
So, like, what I just saw there, too, is something I can give you a tip on. Like, automatically, we'll come back to that. But, like, quick tip. If your army's already committed across the map, and there's nothing attacking your base, but then suddenly, like, 3 battlecruisers teleport in your base, and you're already committed across the map, do not go home. Just commit to the attack. And then let reinforcements that you make deal with the new shit. Because you did, I just watched a couple times your hydras would be down at the bottom and then they go all the way back to the top and they go all the way back to the bottom, they go all the way back to the top. Because you're like trying to chase the BCs. When in reality, you just need to commit to the attack. If your hydras are on attack, just fucking go. And then if he's attacking your base, what you should do then is remax hydras as fast as you can, but pull your drones and be like, okay, you guys fucking just go down here. Go somewhere else.
But really quick, look. Can you look at my main real quick?
I see it.
At some point here, he destroys my main.
Yeah.
He kills. Look, it's a hatchery. He killed my
Yeah.
hive.
That's totally fine.
So that had me freaked out, but I completely threw this game, bro. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to talk a lot about it. I'm just making sure this is the right game.
Yeah, this is the game.
Because you never... Okay, no, yeah, I see it.
I'm maxed, and I throw this game.
I just wanted to confirm because you kept saying probably. I think it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because I'm an idiot. I get it. Yeah.
I was like, if we get to the point where you're like, wait, hold on, this was the wrong game. I'm like, we just talked about it for 45 minutes.
And I appreciate you confirming. This is the game. The moment I lost this game, I was like, I need to call Vibe because I hate my life.
Yeah, okay. We're good. Let's talk about it now. All right. So, and yeah, I mean, you gave yourself a lot of win conditions here, a lot of win potential. So, small fixes, right, can definitely fix your gameplay, and we'll work our way through it now, throughout this.
Okay.
So first things first. Right now, you're fine. Nothing's really going on. The only thing you could be doing better than what you have done already is not overly stack 3 fucking workers on a far patch, and then have also a close patch not stacked with 2. Like you have far patches stacked heavily because you're not touching a mineral line. It is relevant to talk about. We're not going to really delve deep into it, but closer patch. What's up?
Time out. I have the 2 close patches stacked though.
You have 1 drone on 2 of your 4 close patches. You can see like right here. If I click this patch right here, it even says right there 1 drone at the bottom. Where it says mineral field current harvesters 1, and then if I click the other field up here, same thing. Mineral field current harvesters 1. Those are 2 of your close patches, and you can tell it's a close patch because it has 1,800 minerals in total to start. Far patches have 900 always, and your far patch over here has 1, which is totally how it should be. It's fine. Your far patch over here has 1, totally fine how it should be. But the 2 in the middle, far patch has 2. Ideally, you don't want that to happen right now. You want it to be 1, and the other far patch has 3. Definitely don't want that. Because right when you start the game, because if you have 8 patches, right, and 4 of them are close and 4 of them are far, what you want to have happen is, and you start with 12 workers, ideally you want 12 of your workers to have 8 of them on 2 per close patch, and then 4 of them on 1 per far patch, to give you a total of 12. And then you fill in the far patches as you go with 13, 14, 15, 16, until you're at full 16 out of 16. That's ideally what you want to happen. And it's really easy to actually really hone in and do that because nothing is happening in the game right now. Like you literally, all you got to do is make a drone and send your overlord to an area across the map, and you don't have to like micro the overlord. It's just gonna go, and you have like a full minute to like really min max your mineral line. So if you don't, or go ahead, sorry, you go.
So you're stacking all the close patches.
Yes, with 2.
4.
Yes, with 2 each, so it totals 8.
Okay.
And then you have 1 per far patch. And the reason why you want to do that is because it literally is less travel time, so it's more efficient on your mineral income to have your close patches have more than 1 drone first over the far patches.
Because can I tell you what I'm doing? I'm only doing the close patches, but the farthest left and the furthest right.
That's fine to start on. That's not a bad start. But just know every mineral line in every single map ever in StarCraft 2, it's never going to be different. If they have a new map pool come out 6 months from now, sorry, what I'm about to say is going to be still the same. There's always going to be 4 close patches and 4 far patches per base. The only way this is not going to be the case is if for some reason someone makes a map that has a base that only has 1 gas and like 6 mineral patches on it or some shit like that, which there is one map in the map pool that is like that. It's called Moondance, and it's like the pocket base. There's just less resources there, but it's like 3-3 instead of 4-4. 4 close, 4 far, and instead now it's 3 close, 3 far. But it's an equal split always, okay? And every base, generally speaking, always has 8 patches. So it's going to have 4 close, 4 far. And if you look at it and you just can't, if you're like, I can't really fucking tell what is close and what is far just by looking at this, unless it's clearly like further away, like that one right there. All you have to do to really tell is click it and go, oh, 1800, 900, 1800, 900, 900, 1800, 900, 1800. The mineral patches with 1800 are always closer than the mineral patches with 900. And once you get better at the game, if you couldn't tell before, you will eventually be able to look at it and go, oh yeah, I can tell this is clearly closer because it doesn't have to go a bit of a longer distance. It, like the drone actually touches the hatchery quicker because if you think about it, if you have a patch over here, these two patches in the middle, they don't get to a hatchery that is a square. It is not a fucking square. Even though you build it on a square grid, it is actually a circle. And the top of the circle is closer to the top patches. And then the hatchery curves down when it has to go to the diagonal patch. So these drones actually have to run a longer distance because it's not a fucking square. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So I should literally be stacking all the close patches.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And then yeah, that's the only thing you can work on right now. There's nothing else I can talk about that's like, oh, you should be doing this. Like you spit your larva fine. That's definitely the biggest priority. But yeah, the only thing you could be doing is stacking patches. You're sending your drone a little early. Just to throw it out there, you want your drone to be sent towards your natural when you have 180 minerals in the bank. So that's when you pull a drone and go. And ideally, you would want to pull a drone off of a far patch, not off of a close patch. And if you do pull a drone off a close patch, fix it quickly, because don't want to fuck up what you just made.
I tried to pull them off the far patch, but I thought it was 160.
It's 180.
It's 180?
Yeah. So let's see when you pull it off this game right here, like you're a little bit behind right now. You make 16 drones. And yeah, you literally pull it off at 160. So what's going to happen is your drone's going to get here and it's going to wait for like 3 seconds, 2 seconds before it can do anything. So it arrives at 46. You could be building a hatchery like right now at 46 if you had enough money to do it, right? Because you're already at the fucking location to build it. But then
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So here's an issue I constantly run into, and I want to check it with you. So I do a 16 hatch, and then I do 16 pool.
No, wrong.
Yeah, okay, because it feels like I'm doing something wrong. So
it's 18.
I mean,
yeah.
what's wrong? Because I rebuild a drone until 16, then I do a pool, and I feel like I'm like pooling minerals or some shit. So
yeah.
what am I doing wrong there?
Well, last time we talked about this, we talked about the opener was 16 hatch, 18 pool, 20 gas.
Okay, so I'm doing my pool too early.
Way too early, yeah.
But that's because I get scared because I always get attacked and I want some defense, so I get that pool. Okay,
What are you scared of getting attacked by?
Just, you know, fucking
anything.
Assholes.
Sorry, assholes. They're gonna shit all over you, dude. All right, stop that mindset right now. Stop being afraid.
All right, so it's 18 pool, you're saying?
Yes. I'm telling you right now, if you don't do that, your build's going to be more inefficient, and it's going to make it harder for you to have a higher supply later.
I thought it was a 16 pool.
It's definitely not.
Pool.
Earlier pools are okay for speedling builds.
I'm not doing speedling.
You're not doing speedling, exactly. You're doing a beta GM roach build.
Yeah, so, okay, so wait, just really quick, it's 16 hatch, 18 pool, 20 gas.
Yes.
Okay.
16 hatch, 18 pool, 20 gas is correct. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Don't ever apologize throughout this entire lesson. You're totally fine. The whole point is you're trying to fix mistakes and stuff.
But dude, you're gonna see here, I'm macroing like a beast. I throw my army and lose, but I'm macroing.
I saw you had like 100 supply lead multiple times when we really quickly went through it, and we'll definitely delve into how you can make that better for yourself. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna ever say that that was perfect. You always make it better.
Compared to the last time you saw me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, you definitely are. Like last time, it was a massive mess. Okay, 100%, and I can already see. It's looking a little bit better. Like the whole mineral stacking thing, that is very minor, okay? That's not like, oh my god, you're losing the game right now. This is so fucked. The only reason why I stress it so much when I tell people about it is because you're literally doing nothing otherwise. You're just fucking thumb up the ass AFK. And you're just fucking sitting there like, oh, I don't know. I'll do nothing, I guess.
No, I hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, this early pool is definitely going to fuck up your build a little bit because now you're going to really stress your minerals out when you want to build your queens. And it's going to fuck with your larva.
So it's 18 hatch.
18 pool. Yeah, exactly.
18 pool. I thought it was 16 pool.
It is definitely not. It is 16 hatch though. Alright.
And then 20 gas.
Yep. Your gas looks fine. If you build it like around now, that's totally fine. Good guess.
I'll probably build it pretty soon here.
There you go. Yeah. You could have done it with the drone on the egg. That would have also been fine. I would have, if you like took a 21 gas, that's also still like somewhat okay. I wouldn't be like, that's the worst thing in the world right there. But yeah, you just don't want your gas to be too early. You want it to be relatively on time. Like 20 gas is on time. But a little bit later is better than way too early for gas. Most people always fucking... Don't ever forget this. If there's anything you take away from this lesson, don't ever forget this. If you ever have a bad game, you probably take gas way too fast. If your build sucks ass... Anyone out there, anyone listening, if your build sucks dick, you probably take too much gas too fast. Really think about what the goal of your build is and stop prioritizing your gas too early. This is like the most common problem of all builds.
And I remember that from you, so I waited till 20 to make gas. Look, my fucking minerals are oversaturated.
That's good. That's fine. Not bad. It doesn't have to be... 16 is not perfect. Like, 16 is great, but anywhere between the range of 16 to 20 is amazing. It's totally fine. You're getting good efficiency between 16 to 20.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's better than a new mineral line, but it's still very good overall. So it's not like, fuck, these are wasted. It's only genuinely wasted. So like 16 to 20 is very good. 20 to 24 is okay. 25 plus is genuinely wasted. Because how am I getting these numbers, by the way? Like, just to explain really fast. If you have 3 drones per patch on a far patch, that is still pretty good efficiency for the far patch. If you have 3 drones per patch on a close patch, that is kind of mediocre efficiency. It's not worthless, but it's not great.
Yeah.
But it's still something. Go ahead.
You gotta prioritize the minerals. I remember that. So that's
Yes.
what I'm trying to do here.
No, you did. Let me say, okay. Let's not delve into what I was just about to say. Let's say it like this. This will make it way more... This is very important to think about it like this in a very basic way. I would much rather you have these drones mining minerals the way they are right now than sitting on a gas doing nothing before it's even done.
Yeah.
This is good. And I would also rather you have these drones mining minerals on this hatchery right now than long distance mining. That is also good to have them here now. The only time you should genuinely feel like your drones are shit is if it says 25 or above that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because that...
Up to 24 is better.
Yes. Up to 24 is better than long distance mining. 100%.
Okay.
Because you still get efficiency, and it's better than long distancing for sure. So now you can pull 3 off and go to the gas, and you still maintain... the thing about 16 is once you reach the threshold, ideally, you never want to go under that. You don't want to pull this fucker back down to 12 again or something. And be like, yeah, we're at 12 and a 16. Looking good. You don't want to... That's the kind of shit you don't want to do. The only way that ever makes sense is if you're doing some crazy gas all in and you really need the gas. But if that's not your build, then that's not what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So far, so good. I mean, my pool was early, but other than that...
Yeah, it's not bad. You gotta realize, I don't want you to be discouraged, okay? But I'm never going to constantly tell you what you're doing is great. I'm always going to tell you what you're doing is better.
Okay, so what was my biggest mistake so far? The pool was too early?
Yeah. Yes.
Other than that, I'm macroing okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Everyone has a different coaching style. Everyone has a different teaching style. You're not doing anything wrong. Don't apologize. You're totally fine. I'm glad that you're being communicative with me and you're actually telling me what you want to hear, because I don't know what you're thinking sometimes, so I'm glad that you're being receptive with me.
I just want to know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, I'm definitely. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to explain it to you, right? And so I'm glad you're asking
the
questions so that
pool's
we're
early.
understanding.
The pool's early. But other than that, and also you might notice I only scouted with a
Here.
overlord.
I'm gonna write a notepad down for you. Okay. I think this would probably be what you prefer, which is totally fine. So far, mistakes you've made. Number 1, you don't stack mineral patches in the start. Number 2, you made a pool at 16 supply. So far, those are the only 2 mistakes you've made. And then number 3, your Overlord Scout is definitely suiciding right now. Number 3, suicidal Overlord. So we'll talk about this. Yes,
Time out.
please ask. What's up?
Alright, here's the thing when I'm ZvT.
Uh-huh.
I want to know if they're expanding or not.
Uh-huh.
And Terran, as we know, can build and then fly their building.
Sure.
So when I scout here, I'm like, he doesn't have a natural.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know, is he building a CC in his base or not? So that's why I suicide my OV, but tell me why that's dumb.
Because if your Overlord goes, there is no natural here. What I would recommend that you do instead is you just do your build normally as you normally would, and you just make a spine crawler, and you keep the Overlord alive because you're spending 100 minerals either way. If you sack it, and if you sack it, it's not even a guarantee you're going to see a command center. You might get this far and die, and you might build a CC right there.
So basically, assume either way, build a.
Just build a fucking spine. Yeah, exactly. Just build a spine if there's no natural. Because then at least you have higher odds of success. Because if he does have a command center, the spine cost that you invested in is around the same, like, shit expense. Because let's say you don't need it, okay? Let's be like, all right, you didn't need to build the spine because he has a fucking command center. But to be fair, if he builds a command center right there, and he lifts it off and he floats all the way over and lands, the fact that you built a spine and the fact that he built a command center and had to lift it and wasn't building SCVs the entire time he's floating over to land it over here, it's about the same fucking expense. Like you're not behind because you built a spine crawler. He's also putting himself behind because now he has to travel with the command center to a base on the low ground. And it's a slow ass building. So he's missing probably 2 SCVs of production time to do that. So it's totally okay that you built a spine in terms of a macro game. But if you built a spine and he does cheese you, now you have a spine and it's going to help and you're fine. It's going to help a lot with you not dying.
Okay, so it's pretty binary. Just like bring
Yes.
Overlord over there. Is there a fucking command center? No. Build a spine.
Yes.
Yes. Got it.
Correct. That's all you got to do. It is very binary. The entire league of Diamond even is binary. So once you start thinking about it like that, the game becomes a lot more simple.
Okay.
You don't need to really like be like, well, fuck, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like this requires this. No natural, just build spine, and you're good to go. And then just drone. Don't be like, I got to make Zerglings too. If you do that, you're fucking up. The only reason why I would ever say you need to make Zerglings is if this guy's genuinely building 3 bunkers in your face, and he's like already there, like really going fucking ham with like mass bunkering. I'd be like, okay, maybe now you want to build some Zerglings, but the odds of someone playing like that effective, that efficient in this league is at this exact moment is very low. Generally speaking, most players around here there's something usually off about efficiency. So the 99% of the time you're going to be making drones. If you just make drones every time. What's up?
Loud ass like motorcycles nearby.
I didn't even hear it. You're all good, man.
Okay. Because I hear you.
Yeah.
You're completely correct, but my understanding, just from my own peace of mind, I'm like, is he building a command center? And then I see a factory and this shit. I'm like, okay, no, he's aggressive.
Sure. What does this change anything about what you're gonna do though?
No, you're right. You're completely right. I'm just trying to explain my.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I think it's good that we're having a conversation here, and it's good that we talk about it, because I completely understand your mindset of I want to know what he's doing. But the thing you have to think about though as well is if you see what he is doing, does that change what you do? And if the answer to that question is no, then this is irrelevant. This is actually just something that literally is like punching yourself in the nuts. You're like, I'll just fuck myself up a little bit right now for no reason. Because you're now behind a little bit.
You're saying it's just a waste of
It is a waste. Because you are doing nothing. Like, this doesn't react. Like, your reaction now does not change. It shouldn't change. Because your build is literally going Queen Roach into fucking Hydra. And that would be totally fine whether you saw 1-1-1 or whether you saw 2 racks, like 2-1-1, or whether you saw triple command center, or whether you saw whatever, double factory. It could be any fucking build Terran could do, and you'd have the same reaction. Because your reaction is a macro reaction, and your unit of choice is Roach Hydra. You're doing a macro reaction either way. The only thing that changes is you're making a spine if he doesn't actually have the natural low ground. And it doesn't matter if he does have a command center, because like I was saying, even if he has a command center up here, and you make the spine, it pays for itself in the sense that you guys will be equalized because he has to float a command center. You get yourself behind a little bit in a macro game because you build a spine, and you're like, fuck, I didn't need that because he's got a command center. But it literally evens you out anyways if the command center isn't there by default, and instead it's over there, and it has to float down to there. The difference of time a command center has to float from there across to the natural is what a spine crawler would cost. Like, he misses that much money, and it doesn't matter anymore. So...
Okay, all right. So, the advantage Terran has by being able to float buildings will be negated if you just fucking don't shit your bed.
Yes, exactly. So what you're doing right now is you're making a spine and you're losing an overlord. This is a double negative investment. Now, not only do you have to replace this, you're still also building this. So instead of spending only 100 minerals to deal with what he's doing, you're spending 200 now. When you would have spent the 100 anyways.
So no suicide. So literally, my OV is just like, do you have a motherfucking natural?
Exactly. That's all it needs to see. Exactly.
Okay. I understand.
For like, you can scout again later, because I don't like. I feel like when we talked last time, we talked about scouting more times than one, which is totally fine. You can scout again at 4 minutes or 6 minutes.
If you remember, I stopped saying the drone scout.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. That's double dipping again, just like we just talked about with double dipping with the overlord and the spine. Same concept. Like, your drones in the last game we talked about, your drone got into the base like 4 seconds before the overlord got in. It was like literally like almost the exact same time. Like the drone got in at like 1:54, and your overlord got in at like 2 minutes or like 1:59 or some shit like that.
Yeah. So I stopped saying that drone.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you did. That would fix the mistake. The odds of you having to drone scout someone are very low. It's way above what we're even talking about right now. It's not even like it's a tangent we could go in, which is like GM level conversation, which isn't even relevant.
It's so far from that.
No, it's totally fine. It's just the only thing I understand is drone scouting are fucking irrelevant because your reaction doesn't change. There's two parts to scouting. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Like a spine or a spine. So yeah, I get it.
There's two sides to scouting, and one is scouting, and the other is how do you react to that. And if you can always say to yourself, no matter what I see, my build's going to be the same, then scouting is a minor priority. It's not something that's super important at this point in time. But if you go, okay, well, if I see something, it means my build's going to change. Like, for instance, at 4 minutes, if you were to see a Terran player with what looks like a battlecruiser opener or a Banshee opener, and you react to that by making a Spore Crawler in your mineral line, that's totally fine. That actually warrants a reaction. Just like how your first Overlord scouts the natural and goes, is there or is not there a natural there? That warrants a reaction. You build or don't build a spine. That's totally fine. But then you don't need to go deeper because nothing else you see right now matters. Because if he's not expanding, you're going to build this anyways. And then that's that.
I agree. So if the information is not even worth it, then stop wasting minerals.
Yeah. There are multiple times of the game you can get information as well. It's not just once and that's it. You can get information like a couple minutes down the line. Like again, 4 minutes is another great checkpoint to scout Terran at. And if you do or don't do it, that's fine. If you don't do it, I would recommend just making blind spores. Because you don't know then. You're playing the odds. And we'll talk about that when we get there. But again, so far...
Build some spores here in a minute.
You also made another mistake.
What's that?
Roach Warren too early.
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm putting minerals, bro. Look at my minerals.
Why-
What else should I spend them on?
A third queen? A layer. So, I'm going to give you homework, okay? Here's your homework. Watch Beta GM again. Well, any fucking... remember last time we talked about this? Watch it again. Pay attention to the build. Because... we could talk about it the whole time right now. I don't mind if that's what we talk about. But... You're deviating hard from the build, and in the build, I don't have 500 minerals or like 1,000 minerals just sitting there doing nothing.
So, all right. So what's my biggest deviation then? Because I'm trying to do it, but...
So, number one, you're supply blocking because you're losing your overlord. It's not good to do that. You can't build a third queen now because of that. You can't spend your larva once it's dead because of that.
All right.
And a third queen should be started. A layer should be started. And then you inject your hatcheries. You spend your larva. You make overlords. You make drones. Your larva pops off. You spend all that larva. You're not supply blocked, so you can do that. And then you make your roach warren. Because here's the thing. If you make your roach warren early, if you're macroing your larva on point, you're going to have larva sitting there doing nothing, because you can't just go, I'm going to spend 150 minerals here instead of later, and it's going to be the same thing. It's not going to be the same thing, because the only reason why you can build the roach warren after you spend the larva in a normal build is because the larva takes all your minerals and you go down to 0 repeatedly. And then once you have no larva, then you make the roach warren. Because you're doing it like after the inject, not before the inject. If you do it before the inject, your inject is going to fucking sit there for a while. And
So this probably comes back to my original, like, pool should be at 18, right? Like,
yes, it does.
Once I fuck that up, everything is kind of fucked up, right?
Yes. So I want like another analogy you can think about StarCraft 2 in, which is fucking. This is as real as it is. Imagine StarCraft 2 is a train on a railroad. The second you derail it, you can't just be like, oh no, we're gonna have the hand of God put us back on the track. No, you're fucking derailed, and you're now going somewhere else. Your shit's got it's on a bumpy fucking track now, and you're like, oh god, this is fucking not where I wanted to be anymore. You're never getting back to where you were before, because there is no way to make up time in StarCraft 2. You can only salvage what you have, which is why if you've ever heard a lot of people explain this, it's very real. Little mistakes add up over time. You can't correct them. You can just try not to make them later in future games. The less mistakes you make, the more close you to play to perfect, the better you are. But as soon as you start making mistakes, they're there in your build the entire game for the rest of that game. Like, they're going to derail the rest of what you're doing. A foundation sets the pace for the late game.
And so the biggest mistakes I made are probably pool too early.
I've already wrote them down. You didn't stack your mineral patches. You built your pool at 16 supply. You sacrificed your overlord, which supply blocks you, which means you can't build your third queen and you can't spend your larva. And you built a roach warren way too early. These are 4 things that fuck up your build so far.
Okay. But I still max out and throw it.
Oh, you're gonna max out 100%. You're totally gonna max out. But don't think about it. Like, don't fall into the trap. This is what a lot of people do as well. They compare their opponent to them, and they go, well, I was fucking better than this guy. But Vibe, I had more supply than the Terran. He had 110, and I had 200. Doesn't that mean I'm playing good? No, because you're comparing it to someone else who's playing like fuck. Like, he's fucking doing some fucked up shit too. Like, obviously, Zerg should max faster than Terran. Just throwing it out there. That's how it should be, especially if you're going Roach Hydra. But if you compared it to like a time trial, like if I were to be like, okay, this is me doing beta GM as fast as humanly possible. I'm doing it fucking perfect. And I go, well, I maxed out at 7 minutes and 58 seconds. And you're like, well, I maxed out at 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Well, that's a fucking over a minute discrepancy there. Which means that if I was playing this Terran player, I would have maxed out when he was like 70 supply instead of 110 or something like that. I hope that makes sense. It's based off time. You should be basing your gameplay, if it's good or bad, off of time, not off of your opponent.
Yeah, I remember the analogy from last time.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I get it. It's like, even if your opponent's driving 30 miles an hour, you should still fucking kick his ass because you're driving 60 miles an hour. Like, who cares what your opponent's driving? You should be executing at the level you're at.
Yeah, so, yeah, like right now, you have, your gas is now ready to go with your layer because you took a 20 gas, and that's good. You should be aiming to take your layer as you hit 100. You have over 120 now, and it's going up, and you have no layer started, which is, it is what it is. And you have no third queen started yet. And now you have to look, not only do you have to also make overlords to fix this, but you're going to need 300 minerals minimum to afford 6 drones with your larva inject. That's going to pop off in about 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Yeah, this is always a crucial point in the build that I feel like I fuck up. Like, right here, there's a lot of actions to do, and
yep.
I built a spore collar because I'm a little scared.
You're paranoid 100%.
I saw their star port, so.
Okay, so let's talk about this really fast. So your spore crawler is too early and not placed correctly. And now let's talk about why. Not placed correctly, that's the simple one. Always place your static D in the mineral line against the hatchery. That's the crucial. The reason why I say that is because if you place it against the mineral patches, you create deviations of mining, like major ones, where you can block patches from the front and make your workers have to go around the back to mine them properly now. And you might even trap workers inside the mineral patches if you do it like this too. And if you have buildings like your spawning pool, let's say you built it like right there, and you built a spore crawler like right there, your workers might have to run all the way fucking around like like just a very weird angle. It creates a major lopsided effect in your mineral line. Whereas if you build it against the hatchery, it's like one grid spot to the left here. If it was right where the green box is now instead of where it actually is, it's like a minor like up or down around it. It's very minor. It's almost not noticeable in your mineral income. It is going to be noticeable, but it's very minor. It's like a 0.05% difference of like your mining efficiency. It's fucking super tiny. But with how you built it right now, you're blocking a patch entirely, and you're making your workers not have to go around it, and you're trapping a drone.
So they should touch the hatch.
Actually, you're not trapping a drone, but yeah. They're walking awkwardly around it. Yes. All it has to be is that the spore touches the hatchery. It's against the hatchery instead of against the mineral line. Same thing with spines. Same thing with every race with any static D. You always put it against your base, not the mineral line.
My drones. That's so dumb.
Yeah, like this spore is actually good. The way you built that spore, that's great. You did it against the hatchery in the middle of the mineral line. Good shit. This spore, not so great. It's not only is it not in the middle of the mineral line, but it's also against the minerals. So, like up one to the left one, that would be perfect place.
Shitty spore. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, and that's only the little part. Location is easy to fix. Fix location, you're good to go. Time is awful. You built them so fucking early. This is 2 drones that essentially just died, which are not mining. You have to think about it like this. You got to think about StarCraft 2 like this. We talked about this a little bit last time, but every drone mines a mineral every second. That matters a fuckload. You're derailing your build massively because if you think about it, just to use these 2 drones for example, let's say 3 minutes go by, okay? And these drones aren't mining minerals for 3 minutes. That's 180 minerals per drone that they're not mining because it's 1 mineral per second and 3 minerals is 180 seconds. So 180 minerals per second is 1 per second. 180, same shit. So that's 180 minerals for this drone, 180 minerals for that drone. That's that's 360 minerals for 2 of them that you don't have. So in 3 minutes, these guys could have afforded a fucking hatchery easily. By them, just the 2 of them. The point I'm trying to make is every drone matters. And if you make them make spores too early, you're fucking your economy up. You just sacrificed 2 out of
I hear you,
23.
but no, I completely hear you that my stack D is too early.
Okay.
But if you look at their base, are they walled completely in?
Doesn't
Like,
fucking
they
matter. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, they are. Well, even if this was a game where
the
the
turns, who cares? Yeah, and I get you.
it's
You're right. Too much stack D. I get it.
so I know you're being reluctant. You're really trying to be like, Vibe, hold the fucking phone, bro. No, it has to be this way, bro.
No, I'm just dumb. I get it. I get it.
I just want you to understand. What you're doing to yourself is you're panicking and you're reacting to shit that doesn't exist. Yes, I see he's got 1-1-1. I see that. But you're making the spore crawlers. Just we're gonna do we're gonna look at this one time really fast as one example of a freak out. So the spine was totally fine, okay? But the spore, you make the spore at 3 minutes. Now I'm gonna fast forward the game until you get attacked. I don't give a shit what attacks you. Let's see how long. The only thing I care about is how long time you wait until you get attacked. And we're going to talk about the minerals you lost as a result of that. So you're getting attacked right at 450. The first drone is about to die to a BC that just teleported in your base. So that is 110 seconds of time of between when you built the spore to when you got attacked. Which is, you built 2 as well. And not only do you have 2 right now, you have 4 fucking spore, or you have 3 spores right now. You have a third one in your main base. But you have, we'll talk about just the 2 you built when you built them. I don't even remember I didn't even see when you built this 3rd one. And I do know you built a 4th one here pretty soon. But that's 110 minerals per drone, and you have 2 of them, so it's 220 minerals right there. 220 minerals is a fuckload. That's a little bit more than like 4.5 drones that could have existed that you could have just purchased from just that income alone. And everything about StarCraft 2 is, how do I get my build going as fast as possible? Like, how do I make everything flow quickly? The faster you are, the better you are. This is how the game is. So if you do shit like this that slows you down, it's gonna fucking make your whole build slower. So you're affected, like just that alone, you've effectively thrown away a couple hundred minerals.
Okay, so sorry, Vibe.
Sure, no worries.
So I correctly identified he's gonna attack me with BCs.
Sure. I think making spores to a starport is totally a fine reaction logically, but time matters too. But keep going. Sorry.
But it's more about how, even though I correctly read his build, I build my spore in the wrong place, and secondly, I prioritize the spore above my macro, which is I shouldn't even have done.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to answer this to the best of your ability. How long does it take to make a starport?
Like 350 seconds.
Definitely wrong. No. Okay, so you're talking about from the start of the game. I'm talking about just the starport. If a Terran is just building a starport, how long does that structure take to build? It's way less than what you said.
I don't know, like a minute or less.
So this is shit you should understand. Like you should, if you don't know this, this is how you get better if you're actually trying to react. So if let me say it like this. I want to say this is so fucking important to say this. You need to really believe this. If you don't know these things, fuck scouting. Don't even try. Like don't even think. Don't even do it. All you're gonna do is be Charlie in fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and make a fucking spider web of red lines about why ice cream is expensive. And then you're like, oh god, it's the fucking guys over there. And you're gonna be like, bro, fucking relax. It's not that complicated. Chill out. Holy fuck, you're overcomplicating everything so hard right now. If you don't know time of shit, don't even try to scout. All it's gonna do is hurt you more than it's gonna help you. In the way you're gonna perceive what you're dealing with. So if you want to scout and you want to actually try to go, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna react in a way that I'm gonna try to like logically do some shit here that makes a lot of sense. If you understand how long things take for time, you can actually make a proper reaction to things with time and stuff like that. So if we're afraid of what Terran can do with a starport. First, we got to understand what the fuck comes out of a starport. What do I have already that it would be bad against that? I would say there's only two things that can be made out of a starport that a queen is shit against. Okay, like just the queen. If we just have queens, one of them is a cloaked banshee because your queen can't see it. Because you're like, fuck, well, if I can't see it, I can't shoot it, right? So it's going to fucking farm your queens and your drones if it wants to. So you do need a spore for a cloaked banshee. You do not need a spore for a normal banshee, but if it has cloak, that is a different story. Because queens actually can fucking own banshees if they can see them. The second thing a starport can make that is scary for like a low amount of queens is a battlecruiser for sure. But now, if we actually look at what it takes for buildings for Terran, if your overlord, okay, got into his base and you saw a starport that was almost done, and you're like, I'm fucking dead. And the starport, like, if we go back 1 second, okay, and saw that exact timer of the starport, if we understand how long it takes to build a starport, like, this is shit you should know. It takes 36 seconds to build a starport. So if we look at this, if this 100%, if this represents a percentage, his health bar of his building represents a percentage. Because once it hits 100%, it's completed. So that means that this is like a little bit of math here where we go, okay, that bar is 100%, and you're going to eyeball it and go, what is that out of 100%? Probably like 90, maybe 85-ish. You don't have to be perfect, okay? I'm not being like every single millisecond has to be exact. It doesn't have to be like that. But you just have to have an idea, an area of like that makes sense. So if we go, okay, this total bar is 36, and it's probably like 85, 90. So maybe that's like 31, 33, 32, 30, somewhere around there. Which means in the next 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds, this starport's going to be done. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you understand it, a few more seconds is going to go by, and the starport will be done. Then, if we look at how long it takes to build a tech lab, so you have to keep in mind what we just said, like we'll just say 5 seconds, okay? We're averaging it. 5 seconds. Now, automatically, if he makes a tech lab, that's 18 seconds. So if we're going to average it off, you don't have to be perfect. Maybe just go a 25. I know it's 18, but we'll say 20 to make math easy. 20 plus 5 is 25. So 25 seconds from now, we're going to be having the construction of a banshee be started if that's what he wants to do. And a banshee takes 43. So let's just average it off and say 40. And we'll just average the other one off and say 20. 40 plus 20 is 1 minute. Obviously, it's 25 plus 43 from what we just said a second ago. Again, you don't have to do the math correctly, but we'll just hypothetically go about a minute, right? We have about a minute until this banshee becomes a problem. So your overlord died within the last couple seconds, and if you were to be like, okay, well, in a minute he can start a banshee, or in a minute, what I meant to say is, in a minute the banshee will be done because that includes the build time of the banshee. Then he has to start crossing the map. And if you were to guess how long it takes him to cross the map with a banshee, that's another probably like 15 seconds to get across the map. So you have, like, long story short, you have about like a minute 20 to like a minute 30, maybe a minute 10 before you even need a spore. So you could have made a spore at like 4 minutes and you would have been fucking A-okay. And you need to like know these things to, you know, not fuck yourself over. Because making the spore like you did and making the roachworm like you did, there's no need to make a roachworm either right now. Like, your queens could deal with what this guy has, no problem. It's like a couple marines, right? So what you're doing is you're just slowing your build down. That's essentially all that's happening. He's doing nothing so far, and you're slowing yourself down. It's like you're pumping the brake over and over on your build.
And to repeat, the best way, I mean, you'll send me the list. I mean, but it's literally just like the early rush roaring just fucks me. So
everything fucks you.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing. like all these like some mistakes are more severe than others, and I would say out of all these mistakes, the spores are actually the thing that's fucking you the most. Roachborn is the second thing that's fucking you the most right now. The Overlord as well is pretty up there. Those are like 3 severe ones that are fucking you hard right now. The pool at 16 supply, that's kind of like minor, not that big of a deal, but it is a deal. It is a minor mistake, but it's still a mistake. And then the not stacking mineral patches, that's the most minor of them all. It's like the least impactful, but it is still a mistake. So it's worth mentioning.
Okay.
But yeah, the Suicidal Overlord, Roachborn too early, and Spores, massively fucking you. Like, those are, each one of those is very important to hopefully not do in the future for your next games you play.
Got it.
But yeah, and then long story short, BC, 64 seconds. So remember how I said Banshee takes 43? BC takes 64. So it's even longer. The only thing about a BC where you can kind of average it out and say a BC is similar to a Banshee is a BC can just teleport across the map. So it loses travel time if it wants to do that. So you can just treat it like you treat a Banshee. Be like, all right, we got about a minute. Starport's just finishing. We have about a minute until I have to worry about the first possible thing, which could be a Banshee. And then don't even try to think about Spores for a BC. It's not a big deal. Because he also has to make a Fusion Core, which is another 46 seconds before you can even start a BC, which is why it's so late. But as long as you deal with the Banshee, that's good enough. And the point I'm trying to make here is, if you did it like that, at 4 minutes, you would easily be fully saturated when you make Spores, as opposed to being undersaturated and making Spores, which fucks you severely.
Got it.
Watch your larva. Look at your larva right now on the unit tab. You have 5 right now. You have 6. Like, you have 4 larvae now. You just spent some of it. You have 4 larvae. You have 20 minerals. You don't even have a layer started. Your tech is super far behind, and your larva is in surplus right now. And if you ever go to your replays, if you're like, okay, Vibe said I need to look at this. If I want to look at my own replays, if this is happening to you, and if this larva ever lasts in like a high number like this for more than 2 seconds, what the fuck is wrong with your build? Like, this should never happen. It's like the odds of this happening when your base count is lower should be 0. Like, this should never happen before you're on like 4 or 5 bases, or like at least 3 bases.
Yeah.
And it's going back up again. It went back up to 6 again. It's brutal.
And it's not because I'm not trying. It's I just don't have the minerals.
Oh, I never said you weren't trying. I know you're trying to learn and shit. I totally get it, but it's like everything I said matters. All these mistakes, they add up, and now you can't physically spend your larva. And the #1 golden rule you never want to break with Zerg is your fucking larva. If you break that, you fuck yourself. You're like, well, my build sucks now. Like, basically, if your build was a train, someone set a bomb off on the track, and it literally is doing fucking summer, like it's barrel rolling down a track, falling in like it's tumbling down the railing, and it's like everything's exploding right now. That's what the build kind of looks like at the moment. If you were playing against a Masters player or a GM player, you'd already be dead. Even though he hasn't attacked you yet, the game would already be set. Like, it would be like if for instance, if this game was being casted and this was like you were against a GM player, even though you haven't been attacked yet, and you might be like, okay, well, he hasn't attacked me and I have a chance. A caster would look at this and go, well, Zerg's dead. Because a GM Terran would not have 28 supply. They would have a much more efficient build, and your build is derailed. So it's like you already took damage. If that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah, your larva is... There we go. You spent it that time. Good shit. Definitely want to make sure you're creep spreading with your 3rd queen. Your creep spread's also very far behind this game. Well, that's something to note as well. Number 6, no 3rd queen for a long time and 0 creep spread. That's very important. Creep spread is something you need to work on forever, and it literally, once you, like, macro is eventually something you will master. Everyone eventually does. But creep spread is something that nobody masters, And the better you are at it, the better Zerg player you will be. So that is something you need to really work on forever to be better at this game as a Zerg player. Also, just for future reference, try not to make multiple spores like this. The only time it ever makes sense to make multiple spores is if you're going to deal with multiple BCs. But if you make multiple spores like this versus a BC, it's bad. You should have your 3 queens should just right now immediately come attack this and help the spore and 3 queens fight that off, and then make more queens if you know, under the assumption that you're going to lose your queens. That'd be way better than making more spores. Your Hydroden, number 7. Hydroden. I know you're probably like, but I know what's gonna happen already. I'm gonna say your Hydroden is too early, and you're gonna be like, but he's a fucking BC in my base, bro. What do you want me to do? I'll tell you. Hydroden is too early, and 3rd base doesn't exist. So what you should be doing, just make a couple. If you ever get in a situation where you're really afraid of air, just make some more queens. If you really have to, just make more queens. But I'm not even shitting you. By now, at 5 minutes, your 3rd base should already be done, and it should already be droning the 3rd base. You should have your safety roaches already out, and you should be starting to drone your 3rd base. Like, it should be starting to be like really become saturated, and there should be a spore crawler at it. And then you should be getting, like, here very soon, you should be making hydras off of 66 drones. But you're starting a Hydrogen off of 42 drones without even starting a 3rd base. So what you're doing to yourself is you're doing like a 2-base Hydra build now. The build is super derailed. You do not want to make Hydras until you're fully saturated on 3 bases. And I know battlecruisers seem scary, right? But look at this.
I'm hurrying the Hydras because of the BCs.
But look what happened to the BC. The Hydrogen isn't even finished. It's like you started it 12 seconds ago, and the BC has to leave your base now. Because 3 queens and a spore crawler dealt with it. So like it doesn't even matter now that he went BC. It literally killed 4 things and left. This did less damage to you than you did to yourself. And now you're making more spores. Like stacking more spores in your base. You're taking longer than you need to get to the Hydra phase. Like, because again, this is not the Hydra phase. Hydra phase is when you're 3 base saturated, not 2 base saturated. Because if you make Hydras on 2 base, your economy sucks ass. You have 39. So you have 38. Remember, I think we talked about this as well. The idea was you wanted to be at 66 drones by 6 minutes. You have 38 right now at 6 minutes. 39. You made 1 more. You have 39 drones in 6 minutes. You are 27 drones behind right now, which is almost, it's like 40% of the economy that you should have is missing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And you're making Hydras now. Or you made a few, and now you're droning your 3rd. Well, we're at 7 minutes now, and you're still under drone saturation of 3 base, when you should have already been done with it by 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's 3 base by 6 minutes.
And
I was thinking about building
sorry, say that again.
like starting the 3rd at around 4 minutes.
You should be starting so don't think about time in the sense like the 3rd base at 4 minutes is even kind of like it's fine. It's around maybe even a little earlier, but it's fine. But think about it like this. Just like a roach warren, you want to make a hatchery with the same logic. You want to start your 3rd base when your larva is spent and your money is going up. Do not make your 3rd base and then suddenly you have 9 larvae sitting there, or like 6 larvae sitting there, and you're like, fuck, I have no minerals. Gotta wait on that. And then spin it slowly as I get it back. It's not an ideal time to take a third. You want to be taking your third base when you can actually afford it. So your third base ideally will be starting when your natural mineral line is fully saturated and you're starting your gas. You can also start your third base. Ideally. So, believe it or not, around now, like around like just after 8 minutes, 8 minutes 10, 8:20, maybe 8:30, if you were doing this build like on point, you could be maxed out right now.
Yeah, which is funny.
And the only reason why that is, and you might be like, some people might look at this and go, well, he's not maxed out because the BCs did damage. The BCs did 2,500 resources worth of damage. But I would say the Zerg did about 7,000 resources worth of damage to themselves as to what they don't have, which was what they could have had. Like the Zerg definitely, in this game, you did more damage to yourself than he did to you, for sure. Because, and also, if you didn't do damage to yourself and really fucking slow yourself down, you would have actually had more to deal with the BCs, and they would have not done 2,500 worth of damage. They probably would have done maybe 1,000 worth of damage, and you would have even killed the BCs. Because this guy is the kind of guy that teleports into you and then has no escape unless he kills everything or has like enough time to get over a cliff or some shit like that. So the opener can a lot of work that you can still fix. It's still better than last time. You know, like you said earlier, I do think you played better than last time, but you can definitely still fix a lot of your opener. Now your fourth base again, it's too late. This should have been started at 6 minutes as well. Like you should be starting your fourth base when you're fully saturated on 3 bases. So we'll write it down, right? Your number 8. Fourth base should be taken at 6 minutes. Like a little bit of a star point here. You should be expanding every 2 minutes. So around 4 minutes, your third base. Around 6 minutes, your fourth base. Around 8 minutes, your fifth base. Around 10 minutes, your sixth base. Around 12 minutes, your seventh base. Until you have every fucking base on the map taken. That's your side. And then you can even start bleeding into his side if you have control of the game with creep spread and stuff like that. Your expansions are very slow right now, for sure. Your third base was super slow, and your fourth base is extremely slow.
It's funny too, because I remember how you said last time, man, out macroing this guy, but I'm just not even doing well against should be.
Yeah, that's why you should not play against your opponent. If people who think about the game in the sense that where they go, well, I played better than my opponent though. Yeah, you're not wrong, but this isn't going to get you very far though if that's how you look at the game. Because there is still, like, this is why a lot of times when a lot of people, when they think I watch replays, they're like, well, if I won, can you even teach me anything? Fucking of course I can. I don't look at the game where it's like, well, did you win? You must have played well then. I can definitely tell if you're playing well, or I can definitely critique you even if you won the game, being like, well, this fucking sucked. That was bad. This is bad. So it is really off time. And everyone who's really good at this game plays off of time because there's efficient levels of play. That was a nice catch. Super good for you. At this point in time right now, look at your queens really fast. High energy, decent energy, but no inject on the hatchery. No inject on the hatchery, decent energy. It's like half. High energy. Definitely want to make sure you're getting this shit spent, because if you take a fight right now, you could remax pretty much your army one time right now, which is not bad. But if you keep not doing this, your larva will not be 33 if you don't keep injecting. So your priority right now, absolutely, there are 2 things: injecting your hatcheries, spreading your creep. Like, if your camera is looking at your army right now, which I assume it is, it's not. I'm proud of you. It shouldn't be. You should literally give fucking no shits about your army right now. I don't like. This is why, like, a lot of times when you're telling me, for instance, you're like, "Vibe, my fucking army died though, and then I made it again, and then it died again." That's supposed to happen, but this shit is not supposed to happen. Your macro is supposed to be on fucking like zero energy, zero, fucking max larva, max larva, max larva, max larva. Creep is supposed to be a lot further. You're supposed to be like on point with your mechanics.
Yeah, I hear you.
So like right here, if you lose this fight, totally okay.
It's so annoying when the Terran is preparing their planetary. It's like the most powerful build. It's like the most powerful unit in the game.
It can be pretty strong, yeah. And later on, when you actually use your army and shit like that more, there's ways to get around this. Like, for instance, you can micro your Hydras in a way where if you look at what the planetary is focus firing, you can split it off so it doesn't AoE you, and it gives you a lot more uptime of DPS. You could grab chunks of your army and focus fire down the SCVs behind it. You could make Ravagers, and you could corrosive bile the back of the command center and kill them all as they try to repair it. You could have Banelings go in there and just either straight up blow up the PF, or they could blow up SCVs while repairing and also hit the PF at the same time. There's a lot of things you can do. You could also move your army in a little bit so you don't have half your army in the back doing like, excuse me, pardon me, I can't shoot yet. Excuse me. If you moved in a little closer, you'd have maximum DPS uptime. You shouldn't worry about any of this though. None of this matters. And if your whole army dies right here, it's totally fine because you are still doing damage to the Terran. And as long as this number is better than Terran, you're winning the game. And the number I'm talking about is what's in top left right now. If you are harvesting more than they are and keeping them down, you can throw away army after army after army after army and still win the game because you're not allowing them to constantly have your economy. You're keeping them lower than you. You're killing expansions like you just did. This is a failed attempt, which is okay. It happens. But this is a base that's also on a time limit. It's going to mine out eventually, and if you don't ever let this guy take another base because you keep the pressure on, he'll run out of money. And right now he's already running out of money in his main base. He's already running out of money in his natural, or he's actually not because this is so fucking late, but he will eventually. This expansion was taken fucking super late, like probably around 6 minutes or some shit. But yeah, like the Terran's money is kind of sucks for sure. And as long as you don't let him have any more, you're winning the game. So like, watch your supply. You're doing it. Good job. I'm proud of you. You're making Hydras. Very good. Not good anymore though. I don't know what you're looking at here. You're injecting a couple hatcheries. You're looking at your army. You made army again. Good shit. I'm proud of you for making army. Make army again right now. You did. Good job. Your macro, much better than last time. In terms of like right now. With just physically making Hydras. Way better. Your economy, good number. Your saturation rates, it's decent. Decent. Little above, but still decent. Decent. I would say the one thing you're kind of starving for right now is just another base. So again, it harkens back to what we just said before. Your 4th base was taken late, and you should be expanding every 2 minutes. You're taking your 5th base at 12 minutes when this should be like your 8th base or your 7th base or some shit. Like your expansions are just very late. So, because again, if we're talking about 3rd at 4 minutes, 4th at 6 minutes, 5th at 8 minutes, this should have been taken 4 minutes ago. For like a good, well-timed like rotation of your economy, like patches that are mining out and stuff like that. So he teleports on your base, right? This is a desperado move from Terran. All you got to do to counter this now is go 5, right-click. That's it. Right-click to the left of the Hydroden. And then as soon as Hydras spawn, you can go select all army, A move towards this area. Select all army, A move towards this area. Select all army, A move towards this area. And while you're doing that, because you like the reason why you're doing that is because if you select all army, A move towards this area, Hydras that are in eggs won't respond to that. But Hydras that are already out will respond to that. So if you do it again every few seconds, if you rally point here, they'll all run there on move command. But then every few seconds, maybe every 5 seconds or something, every 3 seconds, if you go select all army, A move this area, they'll all go, okay, let's attack towards the BCs. And then while that's happening, try your best to go inject my hatcheries, inject my hatcheries, inject my hatcheries. Make sure you're also, I don't know if you, just making sure you know this, make sure you queue injects as well. You can literally queue up like all your fucking energy right now on the hatcheries. Get yourself down to 0 and have like 9 injects going one by one by one by one after another. And just really keep doing that as much as you can. Like always spend your fucking energy. Because yeah, this you do have your initial remax, right? Like we talked about a second ago. But you're like literally out of larva now. So now this is now a problem because if you lose another fight, you can't remax again, and that should never be a problem. If we were to take into account every 25 energy, it counts as 3 larvae. This queen could actually be equated to having 15 larvae. This queen is 9 larvae. This queen is 15 larvae. Just 3 queens alone, that's fucking 39 larvae. This queen is 15 larvae. This queen is about to be 12 larvae. It's 3 energy from 12 larvae. This queen is, it's injecting right now as well. That would have been 12 larvae. Like, that's a fuckload of larvae. That's just not being utilized at the moment because you're not injecting as much as you should be. So, again, you're still remaxing during the fight. Great shit. Good job. That's good shit. Your ability to build hydras during shit like this, crisis management, is a lot better than last time we talked. It's very good. I'm very, very proud of you. That's your strongest point I've seen in this whole replay so far.
I mean, I've gained like 200 MMR since we talked.
It's good.
But
there's still
much more I could gain.
Oh, there's a lot.
I enjoy our conversations, so I want to do another.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. I mean, I think it's like I also like how much you always, you're like, okay, well, hold on, fucking, let's talk about this for a second, and you're not just like, I have no fucking idea what he's saying, but I'm not gonna interrupt him. So I'm glad that you also like to chime in, because some people it's kind of, I have to bring it out of them because they get really like quiet. But the thing that's scariest for you right now, go ahead.
You have to understand my frustration here because. If you look at this replay, I'm practically maxed. I should kick this guy's ass, and I still lose this game. So it's very frustrating.
Well, like right now, do you think you're losing the game right now?
Not yet, but I do lose this game. So I'm just saying.
No, for sure. I mean, I get it. It's totally okay to be frustrated at StarCraft, but has, like, for instance, the stuff we've talked about so far, has it made sense?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. So you're moving your hydras into the carrier or into the BCs, and you are staying 200 supply while whittling him down. He is not able to replace nearly as much as you are, for sure. So ultimately, you end up killing his army. Good shit. All of his BCs just died. So now, if I were to ask you, 3 priorities. You have 3 things. I want you to do 3 things right now. What are those 3 things? What are you going to do right now? Go. Tell me the first 3 things you're going to do.
Attack his base. Maintain my macro and rebuild my fucking like hatchery because they destroyed, you know, rebuild my fucking buildings because they did some damage in my interior. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I would say number 1, attack his base. I agree with you. Get the fuck over there right now. Like you don't have to micro it. Just literally take your like Suctal Army, and on the screen on the mini map, move that location right there. Hold shift on the don't even look at the screen. Just do it off the mini map. Like your screen could be right fucking here in the corner for all I give a shit. It could be right there right now. That's where you could be looking. And off the mini map, you could go Suctal Army, attack this location on the mini map, that location on the mini map, that location on the mini map, that location on the mini map. Call it a day. And fucking forget about it. Because you've just initiated AI to attack him for you, and it will solve itself going forward. And let it fucking just go ham. I would also accept same exact thing if you were screen is wherever.
You could go attack that location, shift attack that location, shift attack that location, shift attack that location. That would also be fine. Because you just want to get your Hydras fucking going on one side of the map and making sure he doesn't take expansions and getting into his fucking face and really pressuring him again. Second thing you should be doing, like you said, macroing. This includes
Rebuild my hive.
rebuilding. Yeah, you could start a layer on your natural, totally fine. You could rebuild the hatchery. You could expand again, and you could fix your drones. Your drone count is still pretty good. Don't really need to build more drones, I would say. That's fine. 88's still really good, but fix your fucking drones. Send these drones that are mining like shit now down to middle right, because this base is fresh, ready to go, and you're not utilizing it, and you're long distance mining. And like we talked about before, long distance mining is fucking way worse than not. So send some drones down to be more efficient. Check your natural. It's good. Check your third. It's shit. Like realistically, it could be better because this could just be more bases. So get these drones going to a fresh base. Fix this base too if you need to. If you have a lot of bases, again, that are the existing bases you have, and you have like resources like 20 out of 16, it's okay in the early game. But like right now, when you have map control, this shouldn't be happening as much now. Because you have, like, there's no reason to not have this base right now. There's no reason to not have this base saturated right now. You have access to these bases. You should be utilizing them. And then,
I just want to point out, he destroyed my hatchery, and I felt like, oh fuck, he's doing damage. And I probably overreacted to that.
What do you mean? How do you overreact to that? What do you mean?
I mean, I just mean like, I probably started like panicking more.
So you just killed his whole army. That's huge. Also, you have to realize this guy's on 3 bases. He has been on 3 bases for a lot of this game, and he was on 3 bases a lot slower than you were. So you should be looking at the game in terms of economy, like if you're racing, you have just more economy than he does, and he just lost a fucking hard to replace army.
At least are you proud of me for maxing out? Because at least I'm macroing, right?
Yeah, I told you I was. I said good job maxing. I said it's a strong part of your gameplay. But I'm not going to kiss your ass the whole fucking coaching lesson because you're not going to learn anything if I do that.
Kiss my ass. I'm just saying I've made some improvement.
You have. Don't forget it. But I'm not going to. If you could be fucking Masters 1 and I would be like playing like shit. It's never going to stop.
I hear you. I'm just trying to give myself some credit.
I did already. Yeah. If you listen to this again, I gave you some credit. I said your fucking strong point is building units. It is for sure.
But leave it to me to throw it. He has what? 88 supply and I'm maxed out and I lose this fucking game.
Yeah, it's because you like we'll see what happens, right? But that should be your part. Get the fuck over there right now and don't worry about it too much. Fix your fucking base. That's what should be happening right now. Fix your tech, fix your expansions, rebuild the hatchery that died, fix your drones. This should all be happening after you said, hey Hydras, A move, A move, A move, A move, A move. Shift commands. You just spent 5 seconds doing something that's going to make Hydras be effective for the next 50 or 90. Like that is maximum efficiency of your time. And then while AI is going, hey, you just like delegated a task saying, hey computer, go fucking win the game for me. And the computer's like, oh, okay, we got the job. We got 50 Hydras going to attack the Terran base. Yeah, let's go. And you're like, all right, now what can I do? Now I have time to think and go, okay, fix my hatcheries, fix my fucking creep, fucking fix my goddamn ejects, fix my saturations, fix my upgrades, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of shit. Because your creep right now, as well, needs to be fucking fixed. Shit fucking is brutal. This creep is not great.
I would love to play like a 2v2 with you.
You want to play a 2v2? I tell you what, we can play 2v2 after this game, okay? You want to do that?
What's that?
We could play a 2v2 right after this fucking replay. You want to do that?
I would love that.
Okay. Let's fucking do it, dude.
You're a legend. I appreciate this so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. So, like, right now, remember what I said? This is where I said this at the very start of the coaching lesson. You literally lose this game because this guy has like a carrot on a stick and you're chasing BCs in places you can't get them. If you just fucking went and attacked and you just said, oh shit, he teleported on me with more BCs, you would have killed his base. He would be all in and this would be unreplaceable because he would be his base would die. He's not even defending his fucking base. He's got nothing at home besides a PF, and a PF is not going to beat 200 to
so-
200 supply of Hydras.
It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating.
No, I know it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Hush. Hush. It's okay. But if you just attacked his base, he would be dead. And if you were focusing 100% of your attention on your base, you could easily rotate away from the BCs, go somewhere else with your drones. Take this base. Take that base. I don't give a fuck if your Hydras are killing his base. Who fucking cares? Take this one. Send your drones somewhere else. And you can even build some spores. If you have 90 fucking drones and you're keeping that number, you can totally build some static D. It's A-okay. It's totally fine. And then also, if you're injecting really well, as Hydras start to die to your like PF or something like that, remax. All these reinforcements do exactly what your last one did and kill the BCs as they're in your base.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're standing here chasing him is like,
I overreact here.
yeah, you just won't leave them alone. You're just stuck
It's
on the
hard,
fact that you
though,
have
when
to
there's fucking BCs in your base.
be willing to base trade, because this guy, if you attacked his base, let's see your base, right? It would take a long time for 4 BCs to kill your whole base. It really would. And he also has to kill spores and shit, which is going to wear them down. And if you're also rebuilding Hydras as things die, you will eventually kill them over time. But let's look at his base. He's got a PF. That's it. I'm telling you right now, this will not be maxed out Hydras. There's nothing supporting it. Let's look at this base. He's got a Widow Mine. This is 2 supply. And he's got a second Widow Mine. That's now 4 supply. And he's got a second PF. That's it. His main base has a depot ramp. No factory units to be seen other than those 2 Widow Mines. So no tanks, nothing. And he's got a fucking command center. That's not even a PF this time. It's an orbital.
Bro, I throw this game so hard. It's really painful to watch.
Yeah, that's okay.
I can show you my wins, but
Yeah, I don't want to see your wins. I don't give a fuck.
I would learn from my losses, right?
I mean, you're gonna learn from your wins as well. I'm still gonna be like, hey, pull your head out of your ass. Let's fucking figure this out. Let me explain some shit to you. Like I said before, it's not if you win or lose. I can tell if you're playing like shit or not based on how you're playing the game.
I play like shit, so I get it.
Everyone does. Don't feel bad about it. It's not you.
But hey,
It's me.
my macro's
It's everyone.
better. My macro's better.
You're improving.
Learn, but
You're improving.
focusing on my macro more. I'm still close to maxed out.
Yes. I mean, you improved from last time. That's for sure. But do you see how you did it again? You're like, all right. Let's attack. Wait, fuck, he teleported to my base again. Let's go home.
Yeah, and that kills me.
And then you're like, let's attack. Let's go home.
Ah.
The funny thing is you still would win playing like this if you just don't let him expand again, because he will run out of money. But if you let him have bases like this is the biggest number 9 on the list here. Number 9. Don't let his ass expand. Exclamation point. And you're letting him expand right now. But if you notice, you're breaking the cardinal rule here, and you're doing the classic mistake everyone does. You're playing the Hydras. You're microing the army. You're constantly being like, I gotta be on top of this. 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 When in reality, if you just spent 5 seconds way back when we said, let the Hydras A move around the base and let new Hydras, which can rally to wherever the fuck you want them to go, those could be like, okay, you guys go deal with the BCs while I'm macroing. You guys deal with the BCs while I'm macroing. Way fucking more clean. But if you do that, keep in mind, do not use Selectable Army if you do it like that. Because if you do that, it's the exact same thing is going to happen, where you're going to tell your Hydras that are currently attacking his base to come home, and you don't want that.
Yeah, okay.
So you would just want a rally point and green box. Like, hey, select you guys. Go attack the fucking BCs. You're killing his whole base right now. You killed that expansion, or you didn't kill this expansion yet, but you killed this whole base. You're almost going to kill this base, but you might not. It's so close.
Don't.
But you're going to kill this base for sure. As long as you don't select all army move away. Your Hydras are kind of moving away a little bit. It's because your Hydras are attacking these BCs right now.
Fuck that up.
Yep. And now what's happening is you gave the Terran so much fucking time to make like another somehow like 10 BCs after he lost like all of his BCs in your base. He's gone through like a series of like 10 more. Because if you think about it, this is 17 minutes. You killed these BCs in your base at like 12 minutes. It's like 5 minutes of BC build time that you gave him, which is a lot. And you never really fixed your base. Like, you did eventually saturate this base, but that's it. Like, this base got fucked up, never got fixed. This base got fucked up, never got fixed. This base got fucked up, never got fixed. This base is fucked up, isn't getting fixed. You have 20, or sorry, you have 20 larvae. You have 43 drones right now. You have access to this base, but never used it. You have access to this base. You are starting to use it right now. You have currently 6 drones at this base with 6 more somewhere rotating over here. But it's just, it took too long, and your hydras were running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're just splitting them so hard. Because you keep saying, come back and attack. Go attack. Come back and defend. Go attack. Come back and defend. When in reality, it's just attack with everything in a shift A-move situation where you go across the bases, and then don't worry about it. And then new hydras defend your base, and you're fucking good to go. And again, like I said before in Discord last night, worst comes to worst, just make a fucking spire. And be like, you know what, fuck this guy. Corruptor.
Yeah, I never think to make a spire. I'm always just like, if I max out on Hydra, that's good enough.
I'm telling you right now, you don't even need corruptors. With what we just saw, so many more problems than making a spire is the least of your problems right now. You could, but there's other things you gotta fix.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send you this list, okay? I'm gonna call it Wes bucket list. All right, there you go. That's what it's called. And then I'll send that to you. And then I'm gonna get out of this. You can log into StarCraft 2 right now. I guess this can be part of the coaching video. Let's play a 2v2, and you know what we should do? Let's have a macro off right now. Let's see who has what supply faster.
Gold.
Like just try to macro your fucking heart out.
Okay, hold on.
And we'll be playing a 2v2, so if you get attacked, I will help you. After you, I'll probably let you die, and then I'll just clean them up 2v1. No, I'm just joking, dude. I'll be like, yeah, kill him first. He's a decoy. I'm just joking. So yeah, when you log in, just let me know.
Dude, everyone keeps asking what my level is. Just tell them I'm gold.
You just did. Good job.
Wait, hold on. Let me plug this shit in. Dude, it's really fun to play with a fucking legend like you, man. That's sick. Hold on.
I appreciate that. Thanks, man. You're too nice.
No, man. You're fucking the best.
When you log in, just type /join space vibe or /join space vibu, VIBE or VIBU. It's probably the fastest way we can get a party going here. I don't know if you're in the Vibrator group chat or if you've ever joined those before, but
Yeah, hold on. So type what?
slash join. Like, I'll type it in Discord. Just like that, but no period. I have to do a period because it's like a command. Slash commands will not be seen. Or did you see that? What the fuck is this saying? Mistakes were made. Oh no, never mind. It's fucking it's showing my text document. At the bottom below the text document, do you see how I type /join space vibu? Just do that.
Join space vibu.
You do this in Blizzard, in Battle.net, in StarCraft 2.
Okay, hold on. Just give me a second. Do you think oh fuck, I typed it wrong. I did it Vibo. Do you think fucking Stormgate's gonna be sick?
You trying to tell me right now? I'm just joking. I'm just joking, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be very good. There's zero reasons to think that it's gonna suck ass.
Dude, I just typed it, but it didn't work. I don't know, I did it wrong.
Okay, so just it's okay. Just do this then. In top right, left click your portrait. It'll like have like outline. It has your like whatever icon you use when you play StarCraft 2. Left click your portrait in top right. It'll open up your profile. You see that?
Yeah.
In the middle left where it says ladders, left click that button. In the same exact spot where it says Grandmaster, left click that button. And now you should see a Grandmaster ladder list. You see that?
Yeah.
Scroll down to rank 133. Just say V.
Bro, you gotta get in the top 100, bro.
Oh, fuck. Just right click my name, Lullabiv, and then send message. And then
Lullabiv?
yeah, and then once I see a message, I can actually add you to a party. Alright.
Why is that your name? That's like vibe backwards.
It is, yeah. You figured it out pretty fast. A lot of people are like, I don't understand, and they don't figure it out for a long time. Alright, so you're gonna be Zerg, I assume, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I will be Zerg as well. Let's both do Beta GM build, just for fun. Let's have a race here. Who the fuck can max first? Let's see what our cocks look like.
You're gonna put this in. This needs to go on YouTube so I can rewatch it.
Oh, that's why I wanted to do it at the end of it. We've already gone over coaching time, but you've given me probably fucking no, don't wait. Do not fucking give me any money, Wes. Okay, put your goddamn wallet down. Cut your credit card in half.
I will pay you, motherfucker.
Cut your credit card in half right now.
I'm gonna pay you, you motherfucker.
You've already given me probably like $50 in bits. Okay, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Dude, well, it's because I love you, man.
I appreciate that. You're a really nice guy. But
But
I need you to stop thinking about money.
photo.
Okay, so you need to get your head out of your ass right now. You need to think about this game. Okay, this game's starting.
As old as you.
You're almost as old as me. Hey, bro, don't get sentimental. Okay, I need you macroing your heart out right now.
All right, do not lose.
We're against KY Jelly and Duck. Okay, this Duck is going up your ass if we lose this.
With the KY jelly.
Yes.
All right, I'm macroing. Setting that fucking OV. Let's go.
Okay, you can have the back base. Okay, the base up here and top right. That's like the safe base. You don't have to worry about getting attacked. I'll deal with the bullshit in the front.
This is sick.
All right, Wes, what's your supply at? I'm at 16 right now.
I'm at 14, 16.
Anybody speed it up?
Building the hatch.
Slap it. 5 SD. You keep making those goddamn drones.
I'm setting that drone.
Good. I'm proud of you.
It's a little early.
Did you hear that? I don't say it enough. I'm proud of you.
I just wanted to be proud of you, Vibe.
I'm proud of you, dude.
It says 18 pool.
Yes.
Completely did not stack my minerals this game. Just, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I didn't either, to be honest. That's how, like, it's, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
That's how excited
Yeah.
I am. I don't get to play with the Grandmaster very often. So.
Well, here we go, dude. We're on it. We're doing it.
You gotta play chess though. I'll probably beat you in chess.
I probably will. I'm fucking suck at chess. I don't play enough at chess. I played chess.com and I'm like 400 rating. It's pretty terrible. But I've only played a total of like 30 games of chess in my life. I know how to play chess, but like at the same time, I don't know shit.
I'm 20 supply. Kind of panicking.
So right now, I'm already mining gas. I'm already starting queens.
You're ahead of me. I'm starting my queens right now.
Don't supply block. Make the overlord.
I'm not.
Good shit.
I'm stoked for Stormgate though.
So am I. Stormgate's gonna be fun as fuck, honestly. So right now,
What is it about people like you that makes you so much better than like normies? Like how? Obviously, Stormgate can start and they're gonna like kick my ass.
I don't settle for playing slow. I don't go, okay, well, I did, again, probably the easiest way to explain it is I don't play off of my opponent, I play off of time. And I don't go, oh, well, I beat my opponent, so clearly I deserve to win this game. I go, even if I win, I go, I played that like shit. I could do that better. Because I know I can do more than what I just did. And I constantly I really make an effort to understand the game to a certain point to where that makes sense. It's not just like random. Like I definitely make an effort to very much understand the game at a point to where I can like set the pace versus my opponent and stuff like that.
Makes sense. But it's hard. That takes, I guess.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of experience. I've been playing RTS for like 25 years.
What's the best RTS for the phone? Is there anyone for the? I always want to play on my phone, but it's like.
That's not RTS. That's some garbage. I don't know. Like phone games are fine. I think they can be fun, but I don't know how the fuck you'd do RTS on a phone. Like, that doesn't qualify. What? What'd you say?
It would be fun when you're like, you know, you don't want a serious RTS, but you just want like.
See, that's the problem right there. You're not sweaty as fuck. You don't want to fucking grind until your fingers bleed. You're not playing RTS. You gotta fucking be like, well, you know, do I have a wife? We're getting divorced. Do I have kids? You're going to boarding school.
Oh, fuck the kids. No.
Yeah, fuck those kids, dude. You got time. You got games to win. You better be fucking good at Stormgate.
If you're my child and you're not like fucking Grandmaster in Stormgate.
Unless you pay my bills while I play Stormgate, you're fucking out of the house.
Exactly.
All right, so
I'm
this
macroing, man.
Yeah.
I'm macroing.
Look at the creep though as well.
Your creep's better.
Yep.
I'm macroing.
Where's those purple tumors? You have one tumor at your natural. We need some more tumors.
Coming at you, man.
Love it.
Fucking. Oh, you're on 3. I'm on 3. We're on the same.
What's your supply right now? I'm at 92.
You're beating me. By like 20 supply. And we haven't even been attacked.
We have not been attacked yet.
I mean, okay. I get it. I will watch this and learn why I'm so bad.
It's just
Dude.
you just gotta do shit efficiently. That's all it is.
You don't understand though. I've been rolling dudes who used to roll me. So I've improved.
Yeah, that's good. No, I know. I do understand that you are improving, but you don't like you're not gonna go from gold to plat and then you're done improving. You're just you're like if this was you know, like a child being born, your brain hasn't even formed yet. You can't even speak English yet. You can't even speak English until you're at least Diamond League. Right now, you're still literally shitting your pants, and all I'm doing is I'm changing your diaper. I'm like, oof, Wes did another dookie. Like it's kind of a joke, but at the same time, it is actually true. Like this game is it's fucking got many levels of depth to it.
No, I get. They're what? They're being attacking us.
Yeah, those banshees were attacking me as well. I'm trying to help you.
Way too many guns on necklace.
Banshees are dead. Got them. BCs are coming. They're teleporting in my expansion again. We're good.
Fuck those BCs.
Yep. Fuck BCs, dude. This is perfect. The perfect 2v2 to play. Double Terran going fucking air. What?
That's exactly my problem, man.
This is fucking fate, dude.
Exactly.
See what I'm doing right now, though? I just saturated a 4th base because I'm already at 120 supply, or above it. So now I'm cruising. I'm literally going to max now. I'm done droning, and now we're off and away to maxing out. I'm at currently, huh? I couldn't hear what you said. Something. Yeah, fuck yeah. Well, guess what? How much supply we're at?
Taking a gold base.
Okay, I like it. You got a lot of long distance mining going on there. It's all good.
Oh, did I even build the fucking evolution chambers?
So right now, also upgrades. I'm already about to be 1-1. I already have level 1 weapons. Level 1 armor's almost done.
I forgot evolution chambers until now.
It's okay. I am currently at 172 supply.
159. 168.
They're attacking us again.
Definitely not even play my best. It's really exciting to play with you, Vile. You're such a fucking player in this community, so it's really fun.
Thanks, dude. You're so nice to me, Wes. You're such a sweetie pie.
Building barracks in the middle of the fucking map.
They think they can do whatever they want, and they're gonna that duck shoved right back up their own ass. And we're not using KY jelly. Okay, so I'm maxed out. The BCs are annoying. Let's go. Let's go fucking attack. You see these BCs? Look at those BCs in bottom right. I don't give a fuck right now. Hey, look at those. You know what? Hi, BCs. Guess what? I'll just make a couple more spores. I'll run my drones for a second. My hydras are moving towards the Terran's base. Totally okay. We don't give a shit about those BCs right now. Look, he's attacking my other base now. Right into another spore crawler. Run the other drones over here. Transfuse that spore crawler. Make some new hydras that'll come down here and help clear this out. Run my drones away for a second. Totally okay. We can rotate over some spores. I'm not even microing my hydras that are attacking their base right now. Totally okay. Yeah, good shit. I'm glad to hear we're doing well. They're gonna kill my hatchery, but does it matter? Not really. They're actually not gonna kill my hatchery.
Oh, those two BCs don't.
They don't. I'm over here just macroing my heart out while they're trying their best to be annoying as hell. I'm still maxed out the whole time, and all these Terran bases are just dying right now.
They definitely make my drones more efficient.
There's one BC in your base, in your main base, that has like 1 hit point. I can't get to it, it's over the cliff, but yeah, there you go. You attack it once and dead. There you go, boom, easy kill. And my hydras are still attacking the Terran. They're still alive. I'm not even gonna fucking micro it. I'm just gonna A move it and forget about it because we're gonna go back and do something more important, which is macroing. I don't give a fuck about the hydras. Drone count's still really good. We're remaxing hydras. My injects are looking pretty fucking sweet. Every queen is spinning at their energy. Injects, or sorry, the creep is looking good too. We're just taking, every single time I spread, we're taking more of the map. Look, he's teleporting in your natural right now. I'm rallying my hatcheries to your natural to come help right now. We're getting 3 upgrades. My hydras are still attacking their base right now. Hydras are coming over to help you. One of the BCs died. And now he's running away with 1 BC again. I don't give a fuck. All of my hydras now, stop chasing. Go to their base. All hydras go to the Terran base right now. We don't care at all. Remake hydras the whole time. Fix workers. My natural's fucked. My main's fucked. My third is a little fucked. All workers go to my new base we just made. Make another base so we can have another expansion. More hydras being made, and he's attacking my main with a 1 BC. 3 hydras respawn. Finish it off. The new units can constantly just keep finishing this shit off. Hydras are attacking in like dumbasses, but we don't need to micro it because we'll eventually break them down. It's totally okay. 3-3 is also almost done.
Such a classic game for my level 2.
Hell yeah. No, I know. This is like this is fucking perfect. But we're not getting distracted. We're just a whole fucking game. I'm focusing on macro. They're teleporting into our base again, somewhere. My fucking natural. Okay? Hydras. In my base that are new units that just spawned. Go help it. Go kill that fucker. May remake the spore crawler. And BC just died. Not because I chased it with my whole army, but because new rallies spawned and killed it. Easy peasy.
That was sick.
Every single second of that game, all that happened because we focused on creep spread. We gained more and more and more and more control of the game the entire time.
That was sick.
Hell yeah.
Vibe, thank you so much. I learned so much from your first coaching. Like literally, I watched it like 4 or 5 times. Each time I learned something new. You give so much detail, and like I'm sure I'll learn so much from this. And I just really appreciate your coaching, man. You're a boss.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's makes me feel good that you're actually getting use out of it, and I wish you the best of luck going forward with this next one, dude. And now hopefully,
Yeah, no, man. We'll do this again. Playing with you was sick. We'll do that again. Definitely do that again.
All right,
That was sick.
all right, man. Well, I will. I'll have this uploaded by like I normally do by like probably tomorrow. So I'll send it to you on Discord when it's uploaded to YouTube. And then, bro, I wish you the best of luck, dude. And I hope you have a good rest of your night, Wes.
Yeah, thanks, man. No, we'll talk soon. You're awesome. Appreciate it, man.
You're awesome, bro. Very nice. You keep telling me compliments. I appreciate that. All right. Well,
you're a boss, man.
Wes.
I hope I'll get to your level, or not your level, but I'll get to the next level.
Wes, I'm gonna tell you one thing before I end the call with you. Okay.
All right.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Okay. Later, man. Have a good rest of your night.
All right, you too.
All right. Good shit. Later, man.
Later.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That has been a coaching lesson with Wes, and this was a gold level Zerg coaching lesson. BDGM shit. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Good luck in your own games. If you watch this and this applies to you as well, do everything we talked about, and yeah, hopefully it makes you a better player too. And yeah, Stormgate's going to be a good game. Okay, this is a VOD. It's recorded for forever. So someone will fucking YouTube comment on this somehow, like fucking a year from now, and they'll be like, "Wow, actually, yeah, Stormgate is a pretty fun game. Cool. This aged well because it was made by good devs." Anyways, guys, much love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you, Wes, for the bits. Peace, guys. See you. Bye bye. Later, guys.